I just wanted to talk about the power of words. Everybody basically understand what words are, and we speak, we communicate, we use it to communicate daily. That's when the invention of language came about, so they could understand themselves. We're all speaking words, we're all uttering words and intentions out of our mouth. Our thoughts come out as words. So that's why it's very unique and distinct to every parts of the world, every aspect of the world, every culture, every society. They all have specific languages they speak, specific beliefs, specific intonation, specific accent. That's how they were able to build a society around themselves so they can communicate and understand themselves. Looking at it deeper, words have power because human beings, we vibrate on a certain frequency. So words as well, they're energies, they're vibrations. So when you utter a word, it has a certain tone or certain pitch that it carries out into the universe to actually listen and act on whatever we say. The universe is always listening, so whatever we think we're saying without putting in thought, having random conversations and jokes and stuff like that, the universe is always listening because it's our thoughts translating outside into our reality. Thoughts are very powerful because a lot of iconic people we've had in over the years in different generations, they all were able to move a certain group of people by speaking. The most iconic and notable people we have today were the people that led with their voices. They decided to use it to move a specific group of people in the same direction they had, and which was to create change. And just them understanding the magnitude of them using their words to move people, it led a whole new movement of so many things today that we can actually look back on and say, oh, this person started that, this person did this, just because they were able to speak up. The same way words have power to move, words have power to build people, it has the power to encourage people, it has the power to motivate people. It's the same way it has the power to bring people down, it has the power to make people feel less of themselves. It depends on the intention that was put behind each word that was said. You know, most times people be like, you gotta be careful of what you're saying to yourself, how you're saying it, the small talks you have with yourself. Those things play a very, very crucial role in determining your state of consciousness, because the mind can't understand what is real or what is not. So whatever words you utter, it's always going to be taken like it's real life. It's always going to be taken like it's meant. It was meant to be said the way it was said, regardless of the tone. The mind doesn't understand the tone. The mind just understands the words that come out of your mouth. That's why you gotta be careful what you say. You gotta be careful how you talk about yourself. You gotta be careful how you joke around yourself and how you let people talk to you, because they might not think their words have power, but then if you're aware that words can create or destroy, you know you wouldn't let nobody talk to you crazy. You know you wouldn't let nobody joke on you just because they're trying to poke at your confidence. People do that intentionally when they see you have a very high confidence or you have a very high self-love. That's understandable, and people that do that, you know they don't like themselves, you know the way they feel about themselves is the same way they're trying to get you to be. So if you can understand that people sometimes use words to bring other people down, and you're aware of this, you could always stay ahead of the curve, because awareness is about 50% of fixing any problem. So if you're aware that the intention behind this person trying to get a reaction out of you, or the intention behind this person saying this to you is to bring you down or to lift you up, once you're aware of the situation, you know you can always take control of it. And that's one thing I've gotten to realize these days too, that okay, I see a lot of things that trigger me sometimes, but then I just ask myself before I react, do I really want to let this affect me? Like, why is this affecting me? I just gotten to realize that the more we speak positive, the more you're able to speak things into existence and create the life you want, because words have power. Honestly, they have so much power that the more you say affirmations, the more you're conditioning yourself. You know, that's why, like they say, repetition is the father of learning. You got to do things over and over. That's why I say words have power. You got to be cautious of how you use your words. You got to be cautious of using your words to lift people up, let people know they're doing good whenever you think they're doing good. Society has made it seem so crazy to give people your props these days. Doing it from a genuine perspective, you're doing it from a point of view where you know you're just trying to speak life into people, you're trying to motivate people, you're trying to give people advice, you're trying to get people to see things from a different perspective. That's when you can always uplift people and they know it's genuine, coming from a genuine point of view, and they know you're not trying to get nothing in return from that. But then if you're just doing it maliciously because you're trying to get something out of that situation, it's always obvious at the same time, because everybody's not stupid. Some people think they're smarter than everybody, so they play these games, they keep playing these games. But then the moment you're aware, awareness is key. The moment you're aware of certain cycles and patterns people go through or people do, you know you can always control every situation. And the more you're just aware about how you're thinking, how your thoughts are playing on a regular basis, what's your dominant thoughts, are you thinking positively, are you thinking negatively? If you can be in control of that, you definitely create the life you want, because you can always speak your life into existence. That's why when people do all that witchcraft and stuff like that, it's also the same with words. It's just the intention that's put in behind the words. Spells and spellings, it's kind of the same. Be intentional about what you're saying and how you're saying it. Prayer is words. Prayer is said in words. Evil is done by speaking words. Magic is done by speaking words. People express themselves with words, so it's very, very powerful. Words have power. Words can literally change your life if you're very intentional about what you're saying. You gotta be in control of your thoughts so you can control what you say. You don't just say things impulsively because that's the first thing that comes to your mind. You gotta be able to think and reflect on how you're gonna respond to certain situations, how you're gonna respond to certain questions. It just shows emotional clarity, shows emotional maturity, and that's one thing a lot of people should learn to work on. Just be emotionally secure and understand that you're not perfect. You have your good days and you have days when you can't even cope. You can definitely, that's understood. But then the more you keep going, you keep trying, you just don't give up. That's all that matters. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Words are power, and ever since I realized that, I've been thinking positively, speaking positively to myself, because I know I'm the only person that can get me to the next stage I want to get to. So that's why I'm always very cautious of my thoughts and cautious of what I'm saying and what I'm listening to, because everything plays a very, very crucial role in determining your mind state and how you're going to perceive things and what you say. Choose your words, create your life, speak your life into existence. You got the power in you. You can always do it. Just have the right intentions and be steadfast with whatever you want to do. You're in control every time.